Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Godzilla Podcast. I thought I would make more of a what if type of video with regards to the Godzilla 2014 film. This time, once again, addressing the lack of marketing that we've seen thus far with the film that's coming out next year. Now, one can say that there's several reasons for this, and so I thought I would present several theories forward. Some of them that I've found actually addressed in some of the other websites that are out there reporting Hollywood news, and then some that just seem more natural, like it's something that could make sense, considering that everything related to the film thus far in terms of its marketing is limited. So I thought I would come up with my own theories that are the most real world plausible stuff. Now, with regards to the ones that have actually been reported in other news, and I could have sworn it was either on a copy of Variety or was it Hollywood Reporter, I can't remember, but this is one of the three theories, and this is the one that was reported again in other Hollywood type websites. And the theory is that the reason why there's a lack of marketing for the Godzilla 2014 film is because Warner Brothers is purposely doing this. And the reason I say that is because it's not well known to those that are outside of the Hollywood realm, but just covering the Godzilla 2014 film, I did come across this. And I spoke about it a couple of, months or so back. Legendary is parting ways with Warner Brothers. They had a team-up of sorts for the past maybe 8-10 years or so ago, and there was a team up on various franchises, from the 300 films to the Batman films to the Superman films to Watchmen, several others that are out there that have all had a huge success, and Warner Brothers enjoyed it, but according to the article that I read, it was to the point that Legendary knew they were onto something, that they were creating a lot of their own success, and so they started pushing their limits into what they can do in terms of more freedom. And of some of this stuff rankled Warner Brothers to the point where Legendary was outright saying that, they're going to go shop for other partners. They're going to go other places and see who can get them the best offer, because they felt in their eyes that, hey, they're at a point where they've enjoyed major successes with their franchises and major successes with their box office results, and they can get better from somewhere else. That was their attitude. And Warner Brothers was more along the lines of, sure, see you, if you sign up with someone else, we don't need you, go ahead and go do so. Now, where does this tie in Godzilla? Unfortunately, Godzilla is the last slate film that is on Legendary / Warner Brothers joint projects. So think of it this way. Imagine if you had a set of parents. Things were going good for a while, but then now they're having problems, and they go through a nasty divorce. In Warner Brothers' eyes, Legendary has still a very, very powerful franchise with Godzilla. And if Warner Brothers is feeling scorned by Legendary, do you think that they would want this franchise to be a success so that another partner, in this case Universal Studios, who Legendary signed up with for future films, could enjoy said success? When you think about it that way, you can kind of understand why Warner Brothers would be very limited with the marketing and almost ambush kind of way, sabotage kind of way, because anything that comes up with a success for this film will benefit Warner Brothers as one time only, but it'll really benefit Legendary and their new partner, in this case Universal Studios. And so they want to make sure that, we're not going to have Legendary, who recently we got a nasty divorce with, have the success go over to another new partner who's going to enjoy it. So that's one of the reasons, and I remember reading on one of the Hollywood articles as to why there has been some very limited marketing for, in this case, the Pacific Rim film, which in turn moves forward towards the Godzilla film. Now that's the most concrete one in terms of date. I know it sounds weird. You would think, hey, business is business. Why would somebody purposefully manipulate, sabotage a film and potentially lose dozens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars? And yes, if you've ever heard the expression "you'll never work in this town again," there are no doubt famous feuds in the past that people have sabotaged films that could have made them a fortune if it meant someone else not having said fortune as well. It's tacky, but that's the way it goes in Hollywood. It's a very political world. These things happen, and unfortunately Godzilla's in the crosshairs. Again, I don't know if this is true 100%, but again, this was written with one of the articles that I was reading, and it makes sense. So now for my own theories. I do think that the first theory is okay, and I think there is definitely a possibility with regards to that, but I'm also thinking more of a real world type of sense. I do think that businesses do work each other out, and so there has to be the possibility that even with things going on a political level, hey, people are there to make money. So in this case, Legendary's stake in Godzilla is much more than Warner Brothers. This was documented in one of the articles that I found. The $160 million budget, I think Legendary financed 75% of it, and Warner Brothers 25%. I can't remember the exact percentage. So I think the reason why Legendary is being so hesitant on marketing Godzilla right now is because on a business standpoint it makes sense, because Pacific Rim is still in the mainstream market. Now one would think, hey, if Pacific Rim is still out there, wouldn't you definitely want Godzilla to be out there as well? Well, the problem is, and I think Legendary realizes this too, if you start promoting a film that is kaiju related and monster related, in this case Godzilla, while another similar film is still either playing in theaters or coming out on the home video format, then there's the possibility that a regular consumer will think to themselves, oh wait, maybe I won't see this film, but I'll go see the other one. In other words, they'll start to cannibalize each other. It's a little different than the superhero films. The superhero films right now, there's definitely multi-cross advertising happening left and right. I mean, I see commercials for Thor, while at the same time new teasers are being released for Captain America. And the reason that works is because the superhero genre film has perfectly managed to coexist with one another. They do not cannibalize each other. Everybody that loves, let's say, Captain America film will also go see a Batman film, and those that will go see a Batman film will go see a Spider-Man film, and so on and so forth. Anything involving, though, the kaiju world right now, it's still brand new. It's still too far new. We've just had one film in the past decade plus, and that is Pacific Rim. And so to suddenly have Pacific Rim come out and then start advertising another film even before the first genre of kaiju breaking into the franchise world is over, I think does create a bit of cannibalization, especially with the mainstream audience that is not used to these kind of films. That's why I think Legendary is mainly waiting, because they're waiting for Pacific Rim to die down, and then they'll bring forth their Godzilla film. They do not want these two films overlapping each other because they're too similar to one another, and they want to make sure that enough people see one film, and then that stops, and then it moves on to the next one. And then my last theory is more of a far off one, but hey, why not throw it out there, see what you think. And it could be, is Legendary following the Godzilla 1998 model? The 1998 movie, the Godzilla one, is infamous for having one of the best marketing techniques out there, and that is less is more, showcasing as little of Godzilla as possible and awaiting the new design at the time to be revealed at the release of the film. And that was unheard of at the time. That would be like a Jurassic Park film not showing a single one bit of the dinosaurs in any of the shots. No TV trailers, no teasers, no film theater trailers at all until the film was released. And so it created a huge buzz for the film, and it did have a very good opening weekend. It's just, of course, the film sucked, and it led to terrible box office results. But could Legendary be following the same thing? This I've read actually more along the lines of several fan-made websites out there, those that cover genres like sci-fi, fantasy, comic book films, anything like that. And it's stating that the reason why maybe Legendary and in this case Warner Brothers are pulling down all these teasers left and right the instant they get quote unquote leaked is because Legendary and Warner Brothers are purposefully leaking them, trying to create that instant buzz, trying to force people to find the things before they can before Legendary and Warner Brothers pull them off, so that way in a reverse psychology kind of way it creates more buzz than say releasing on its own. I think again this is probably more far off because it would make far more business sense to just release the damn teaser and have it out there, posted out there. I mean, can you imagine Captain America, the Winter Soldier just released their first trailer. Can you imagine if they released it and then quickly pulled it down? It would not work. That model would not work. You have to build the buzz consistently on a extending level. Start at one level, increase it to another level, increase it to a third level. Keep doing it until everything is at such a buzz level that you have blockbuster status. So I don't think Legendary is following this route. Out of the three theories, again, whether Warner Brothers is mad at Legendary and purposely sabotaging things, or Legendary itself is just waiting for Pacific Rim to die down, and then they'll focus on Godzilla, or Legendary is following the Godzilla 1998 marketing model. I'm more along the lines of Legendary is waiting for Pacific Rim to die down, and I do think that Warner Brothers, in some sense, is sabotaging things as well. But anyways, post your thoughts below. What do you think? Why is the marketing still so limited? There hasn't been any word at all, none, that any teaser is going to be released anytime soon. Even when we have teasers released for other films, it's generally announced. Like there's an announcement that coming next week, so-and-so film will have an exclusive trailer release on yahoomovies.com, stuff like that. Here we have not heard nothing. So post your thoughts below. What do you think? Why do you think the marketing is so limited? So thanks again, everybody. Take care.